Welcome back everyone. In today's video, we will learn how to create maps in Tableau. I'll navigate to a new sheet. If you're working with a Superstore dataset, then creating a map is very simple. You just need to double click on any field which has a geographical role defined. For example, in Superstore dataset, we have state, province, we have postal code, we have country, region, city. There are like 3 to 4 fields which have a geographical role defined. Let's say I'll pick up a state province. If I double click on it, Tableau is going to give me a map. Alternatively, if you're not using or working on the Superstore dataset, and let's say you do not have fields for city, country, postal code, etc., then also you can create map if you have fields for longitude and latitude. You can just drag them to the shelves and Tableau will give you a map. Actually, you can see that when I double clicked on a state province, Tableau actually just created a longitude pill and a latitude pill in the columns and row shelves to set up a map. Now, just by looking briefly at the map, I can already see that there is something off with this. I know that in my Superstore dataset, there are US cities and US provinces as well. However, my map is only showing the Canadian locations right now. This means that there is something wrong with the settings of my map. To fix these settings, I'll go to the map option and then click on edit locations. So here I can see that by default, my country is set to Canada, which is where I'm based. And therefore, Tableau is showing only the locations based in Canada. In order to change my country region, I can click on this arrow sign, and over here I can either give none, in which case Tableau will automatically try to determine, or I can go with fixed and I can give a country that I'm based in or for which I'm doing the analysis. Now I can give United States. However, that will not solve the problem entirely, because in that case, Tableau is going to show me the locations in the United States, but I know for a fact that my Superstore dataset has locations both for United States and for Canada. So this will not solve the problem. To solve the problem entirely, what I can do is ask Tableau to pick up the country region from a field. I'll select from field option, and then I'll give the country region field. I can give another field as well, but Tableau is smart enough to identify that country region field is the field from where I might want to pick my country location. So I'll select that and then I'll click on OK. And now you will see that Tableau will give me a full map. Now there are several different types of maps that can be created. A couple of the most important and commonly used ones are the symbol maps and the filled maps. Let's start off with the symbol maps. In symbol maps, you can select any one particular measure and put it into the size marks card. So for example, I'll pick up sales and drag it to the size card. This gives me a bubble on top of every location or every province, and the size of the bubble corresponds to the value of the measure, in this case, value of sales. The other option is to go with a filled map. In a filled map, instead of putting the measure into the size card, you will put the measure into a color card. Let's see what happens. So in the filled map, every location is filled with a color, and the intensity of the color corresponds to the value of that measure. Now let's say I love the way the filled map looks like. However, I also want the feature of symbol maps to kick in, to appear in here. For example, I want those bubbles to appear as well on top of each province state. So yes, this is also possible in Tableau, and this can be achieved via something we call dual axis maps. Basically, we need to create two separate maps. First, one symbol map and one filled map, and then we will combine them together. So let's do that. So we have the filled map already created over here. I will first make a copy of this filled map. In order to make a copy, I can just go to the latitude pill and hold my control key or command key on Mac and click on it and drag it towards the right. Once you do that, Tableau will create a copy of the latitude pill. As a result, there will be two charts. Now these two maps are two different charts altogether. And since they are two different charts, they have two different marks card as well. This is the marks card for the first chart, and the second one is for the chart at the bottom. As far as the first chart is concerned, I want to keep it as the filled map, so I won't touch anything over there. but I want to change the type of the second chart to symbol map. So I will go to the marks card of the second chart, and over there I will move the measure, which is sales in this case, from the colors card to the size, and it will give me a symbol map. I can change the color of the symbols as well. Let's go with orange. I think that will be good. Now all we have to do is basically combine these two charts. To do that, I will right click on the pill which relates to the second chart and click on dual axes. And now I have something called a dual axis chart or dual axis map, which is basically a combination of a filled map and a symbol map. Now, one last thing I wanted to cover before we finish our lecture on map was the maps formatting. If you want to customize the look and feel of your maps, then Tableau allows you several different options. In order to do that, you will go to the maps menu again and click on background layers. This will open up a new window or new pane on the left side. Here you can play around with the style of the map. So usually I go with the dark one. Then you can play with the opacity of the map. Next, we have various different options over here. This is the static data for the map locations that Tableau has in its database. So over here in the map, you might be able to see that there are names of the provinces appearing on top of each province. There's a name of the country as well appearing. I know that these are very difficult to see because of the color of the font, but I hope you're able to catch it. So these names and these country names or the province names are not coming from our data set. They are actually coming from the static data set that Tableau has in its database. Now, if you want to get rid of these names, you can click uncheck these options over here, and that will remove the names from the view. So for example, if I uncheck the province names, you will see that the province names will go away. Similarly, we have the name for Canada and United States over here. If I uncheck the country or region names, those will go away as well. Plus, as you can see, there are several other different options available here. I suggest you play around with it just to familiarize yourself more, and that will give you a good understanding. And if you have any questions, feel free to mention it in the comment section. With that, we finish our video on the maps, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.